It's actually really easy to be 99% of clothing brands in 2025. It's because most of the brand owners that I see, right, do the wrong stuff. Personally, I've worked with over 200 clothing brands and worked with some of the big names like Society, Flower, Anna Michon, and many more. And quite frankly, we've helped, achieve some incredible things when it comes to scaling. So I'm really confident that I can talk to the point from helping your clothing brand go from 0 to 10K a month and beyond. And I'm gonna be 100% transparent in this video. Like, I've seen more brands fail than succeed. And it really comes down to two main conclusions. Number one, they don't put in the work and they give up too early. Number two, they work hard, but they work on the wrong things. And eventually they never scale. If you're watching this, even to, 2 minutes of this video, you'll probably, relate to the second point. So what I'm gonna do is break this thing down into 5 core pillars. If you apply at least one of these, I wholeheartedly guarantee you'll have 10 times more success than what you're already doing right now and outcompete the 99% of the brand owners because they're not doing this type of stuff. Pillar 1, you may have heard this before, is actually learning how to run ads for yourself because it is probably the highest leverage skill you can learn as a skill set as a brand owner. And like, here's a harsh truth, like literally 99.9% of the clothing brand owners don't know how to run ads. And I guess that's why marketing agencies and stuff exist, right? I've talked to brand owners, maybe they've, posted on Instagram, obviously, boosted on their phone, but like the basic media buying skills, right, on Meta Business Manager Suite, right, is just non-existent, right? They don't know what is what. Like even David Fogarty, if you don't know, founder of Udi, he built a massive e-com empire. Like, he even said himself, like learning ads is like arguably one of the highest leverage skills you can be doing, as learning as a clothing brand. And like, quite frankly, like I 100% agree with it. And like, here's why. Number one, like most of the brand owners have probably hired an agency, and they thought they were going to take it to the next level. If you hire an agency and you don't know how any of the ads operate, number one, you're most likely to get fucked because you don't know if you've made the right hire. And number two, it's like if you're in you don't even know if you're in a position to actually run ads because, like, yes, you had a bad experience with an agency, but it actually may not be 100% their fault, right? You have to realize it's like, no matter what, like agencies are going to get paid, and they can do an absolute fucking amazing job, right? Run the best media buying, but obviously they're going to use your creatives, your branding, your brand foundation, and if that sucks ass, then it's not the agency's fault. It's your brand's fault, right? Number one, you made a shit brand foundation. Number two, you don't even know how to run ads, and you think an agency is going to save you. Hell fucking no, right? That's such a shit mentality. Like, even if you're actually in the position to scale, because obviously scaling to X amount, you need to run ads, right? Like, organic's cool, but ads is going to be the actual component that gets you to scaling, right? Like, when you do ever get to that stage where you're actually running ads and actually scaling, you're going to save shit tons of money if you just know the basic media buying scheme. Build an in-house team. Even if you want to hire an agency, you make the right hire, right? And get the right people on your team. Because the truth is, like, scaling to even 5K a month, like agencies do absolutely no work. They don't, right? And I'm coming from experience, right? I used to run a marketing agency, right? They do zero work, right? Because it's so easy, right? There's minimal effort. If you understand the right KPI, okay? If you understand the right structure, if you know how to build the right creatives, then that's most of your job. Like, the agency, all they do is just put it in the fucking ad and run it, right? That's all they do. Like, there's so much information out there, especially in 2025, like YouTube, Reddit, Instagram, and obviously my content, right? If you have any questions, just shoot me a DM on Instagram. Here's the thing, like, don't just consume, just try and execute. Like, obviously at the start, nothing's going to be perfect, but my sort of, not my, but like, this sort of conceptual thinking of just run more fucking ads and figure it out, right? Even if that's going to be $100 a month, right? Consistently put in $100 a month and keep on fucking running it. Cool, so we got that out the way. Pillar number 2 is content. And stop being fucking lazy. If you think you can build a real clothing brand with shitty mock-up from Canva, AI images, stock images from fucking Google, just quit your brand now. You see brands that are putting out high quality studio shoots, high quality model pics, lifestyle pics, reaching out to UGC, high quality stuff, and you're out here doing, you think you can scale your brand through AI, mock-up images, stuff like that. Like you're like into that, there's just no way. Okay, especially in 2025 where content, right, is probably going to be more important than the ad structure itself. Like it's just gotten to that stage, right? You're not going to scale without good content. It's just becoming a content game at this point. Like especially with Facebook's new update, what Facebook prioritize is it prioritizes the creative more than the setting itself, right? So it's going to get it started from the actual creative. So the right input gets the right output, right? So just from that standpoint, when you're running ads, right, back in maybe 2019, right, when I first started, it's like, yeah, so you can media buy your way and scale your brand through audience testing, you know, messaging, stuff like that. But in 2025, it's just creatives. Like even with organic, like look at it, like we live in a short form era, right? Short form content era, right? If we don't have the ability, if our content don't have the ability to grab someone's attention like this in a short amount of time, then no one's gonna pay attention to our brand, okay? And if you think you can do that with, okay, the AI images, mock-ups and shit like that, right? And just solely rely on that, by all means use it, but if you solely rely on that, and don't actually have human content. If you don't even have the products in hand, you know, I've seen some brand owners, right, don't even have the products in hand, right? How are you meant to make content with that, right? It just doesn't make sense. Like, there's literally so many more clothing brands out there than humans at this point. It's getting to that stage, right? So, and like the brands that are going to succeed from 2025 onwards are the brands that can make high quality content at a high volume and test a lot. That's it. That's the formula. Pillar 3, this is going to sound stupidly simple, but not many brand owners do that. Like you need to really go crazy in terms of studying your ICP. So your ICP, if you don't know what an ICP is, that's really red flag. It's your ideal customer profile. You need to be sort of crazy, like insane when it comes to ICP. You need to understand like where do they hang out online, like what do they wear already, what's their age, styles, values, what type of content do they engage with. Because like here's the thing, like when we make our content, our ads, our messaging, and all our angles, it needs to revolve around that ICP, right? It's probably the first thing you should do. Like, we don't just create a clothing brand, and again, like this is the whole point of the video, right? To get ahead of 99% of branders, it's like you don't just make fucking cool clothes, and like put a fucking sick design on it, and think you should sell. Fuck no. Like, if you don't understand your ICP to an immense level, then it's just guesswork, right? We don't really know what curve direction we're heading. We don't really know our product design. Like we're just fucking guesswork, and you know it's gonna take much more longer in terms of time to scale, and you know rather do this shit first. Number 4 is yes, you're building a brand, but you also want to build relationships with everyone who interacts with your brand in little ways, not just customers, literally everyone in terms of every social media aspect you have. Okay, let me explain a bit this because not many people talk about this and I think it's super, super important. Like, well, number one thing you have to realize is brands are built on people. If you're not building relationships with followers, which can be your future customers who can wear your pieces in the future, other brands, you know, that are in your niche that you can actually, or, you know, outside your niche that you could eventually collab with, and obviously creators who can make UGC content for you, then you're gonna scale slower than the rest because the brands that are able to have that relationship where, for example, a follower hit them DMs, right, straight away, right? Build that relationship, hey, what are you, and who knows, like they can be a customer from the DM, right? Even an influencer that follows you, you know, reach them out, even if, you know, you're not going to send out products to them, just have that relationship in the future. And that compounds. So every single human that interacts with your brand, you want to sort of have a relationship with, and that's going to go super far. Pillar number 5, last one, is obviously the 4 pillars I talk about is like you have to do. But this one's a bit of an optional thing, but it's like building a personal brand. I know like some people, you know, watching this just don't like showing their faces on the internet, which, you know, I 100% understand. But like, here's sort of like the harsh truth, right? Especially in 2025, like lots of the faceless brands are dying. Like if you look at some of the biggest brands out there, especially the new ones, they all have a personal brand attached to it. It's what I like to call like a founder-driven brand. This isn't something you have to do like the other pillars I talked about, as I mentioned before. This will create huge leverage compared to your competitors if they're not doing this. Or even if they're doing it, because think about it. It actually creates the opportunity for people to buy into you and not just a brand that it stands for. Because again, there's never going to be another you. There's never going to be another me, right? So if someone buys for you, that's a unique thing, right? Whereas like these clothing brands that stand for something, it can be replicable, right? It can be, replaced, While as this personal brand, it's so authentic. You get what I mean? So people, you give the people the opportunity to buy into you. Main thing is like people like to follow people as well, not just logos these days. So that's creates huge immense leverage. 5 main things, obviously, go take it how you want to be, but I'll really recommend you guys implement it. Not just watch this type of stuff and just listen to it and just never do it. Then there's no purpose. You just wasted your time. If you found this valuable anyway, or if you have any questions, just give me a message on Instagram. I've attached the link in my bio. I'm here to help you out. So anything you have, any questions, just shoot me a DM and I'm more than happy to help. But yeah, thank you for watching.